Good morning. I'm Cecilia, and I want to talk about Frida Kahlo. I think that Frida Kahlo is one of the most important artists in the country. With the mastery of her theme, brushstroke, Frida left us in the dozen of self-portraits, her black eyebrows and a thin mustache. Frida was born in 1910 in Coyoacan, Mexico. Frida was almost her only model. Her intention was to reflect the beauty of her youth, and she needed to identify herself with Mexico, her beloved land. Frida was a revolutionary artist. She was born between the political chaos in the country, and if she was, for example, in Paris, in Coyoacan, or in New York, Frida always dressed in the elaborate Tewan costume of Indian maidens, just to reflect the Mexican culture, and that this kind of dress defined her in the rest of the world. Frida met the famous Diego Rivera. Diego Rivera was one of the most important muralists in Mexico when she was still a student at school. Sometime later, they married in 1929, and this relationship was a very unconventional, problematic, and passionate that survived many infidelities on the both sides. And then they divorced in 1939, and some months later they married again in 1940. Uh, that marriage didn't protect her from the suffering and that characterized her youth. She was a terrible accident that left her body very damaged and fractured for the rest of her life. Increasing all that, Diego had a relationship with her sister, and that increasing all her pain. And Frida sometimes said, I suffered two serious accidents in my life. One was with the boss, and the second was with Diego. The work of Frida was fantastic, sometimes bloody, and has been defined by as surreal. But she didn't like that kind of labels. She always say, I don't know if my work painting is surreal, but that I'm sure that reflect the frank expression of my being. Frida died at 47 years each, and she left a series of paintings that correspond all the representation of her evolution like a person, and left us some letters for her friends, of her lovers, and together with a diary that she told us her whole life. Nowadays, the house Frida and Diego is a museum that is visited for many people in the country. Okay, that's all. Bye.